Now we will discuss characteristics of matter. So here all matter is composed of particles. Particles means matter is made up of small particles. These small particles are called as atoms. Now we will discuss about classification of matter. Matter can be classified by two ways. One is physical classification, another one is chemical classification. By depending on the physical classification, matter is classified into solids, liquids and gases. So what is the meaning of these solids, liquids and gases? We discussed in first chapter. So solids means they have definite shape and definite volume and that cannot flow, okay, and cannot be compressed. So like a table, chair, bench, pen, pencil, these all are the example for solids. What about liquids? Liquids, they have no definite shape but have a definite volume. Liquids can be slightly compressible and liquids can flow from higher level to lower level. Next, gases. They have neither definite shape nor definite volume and gases can be easily compressible and gases can flow in all directions. So air, cooking gas, we can say these all are the example for gases. And what are the example for liquids? Water, milk, juice, kerosene, petrol, diesel, we can say these all are the example for liquids. So about the solids, liquids and gases we learn in the first chapter clearly. That now we will discuss about the chemical classification of matter. To study all different kinds of matters accurately and conveniently, matter is classified into two broad categories. They are pure substances and mixtures. And these pure substances again classified into elements and compounds. And mixtures can be classified into homogeneous and heterogeneous. Okay. Next, these elements again classified into metals, non-metals, metalloids and noble gases. And compounds can be classified into acids, bases and salts. So what is the meaning of pure substance? To study all different kinds of matter accurately and conveniently, matter is classified into two broad categories. They are pure substances and mixtures. So what is the meaning of pure substances? A pure substance consists of particles of only one kind. Means we know that matter is made up of small particles are called as atoms. Okay, so this matter we can classify by depending on the chemical classification. So by depending on the chemical classification, matter can be classified into pure substances and mixed substances. Pure substances means it consists of particles of only one kind. If a substance it is made up of only one kind of atoms, we can call that substance as a pure substance. Example for pure substance, pure gold. Pure gold is consist of particles of only gold. So from the gold take some part. What we can observe? We can observe that gold only. So that pure gold is made up of only gold atom. This does not contain another particles. Okay, like that. So if a substance it contain only one kind of atoms, we can call that substance as a pure substance. And what is a mixture? A mixture, what is the meaning of mixture? Mixture is nothing but mixture consists of particles of more than one kind. So if a substance it contains particles more than one kind, we can call that substance as a mixtures. Mixtures consist of particles of more than one kind. Example for mixture is salt solution. The salt solution is made up of salt and water. So take some salt and dissolve that salt in water, we will get salt solution. So in that salt solution, more than one kind of atoms are there. What are that atoms? Salt atoms and water atoms. Okay, so like this, it made up of more than one kind of atoms. Next, sugar solution. Sugar solution, how can we get sugar solution? Take some sugar and dissolve it in water, then we will get sugar solution. So this sugar solution is made up of more than one kind of atoms. Okay, what are that? Sugar and water. From sugar and water we will get sugar solution. So if a substance is made up of more than one kind of atoms, we can call that substance as a mixtures. This pure substance is further classified into two subgroups. What are the two subgroups? Elements and compounds. Pure substances are further classified into two subgroups. What are the subgroups? Elements and compounds. And mixed substances, it is classified into homogeneous substances and heterogeneous substances. Okay. Next, these elements we can classify it into metals, non-metals, metallics and noble gases. Compounds we can classify it into acids, bases and salts. Now we are discussing about elements. So here we know that the pure substances are divided into again subdivided into elements and compound. Okay, pure substance is nothing but that contain particles of only one kind. Pure substances are further classified into elements and compounds. The word element was first introduced for the first time by Lavoisier, a French chemist. So according to him, an element is the simplest or basic form of a pure substance. This element is the basic form of a pure substance and which cannot be broken into anything simpler than it by physical or chemical method. So an element is the simplest or basic form of a pure substance which cannot be broken into anything simpler than it by physical or chemical means. So means these elements are we cannot separated by any physical or chemical methods. So the latter, the studies of Dalton have shows that the simplest form of matter is an atom. Based upon this, the definition of element has been modified. So the word element was first introduced by Lavoisier, a French chemist. According to him, an element is the simplest basic form of a pure substance. Okay, so Lavoisier he said that element is nothing but it is the simplest and basic form of a pure substance which cannot be broken into simpler substances by any physical methods or chemical method. So later the studies of Dalton have shown that the simplest form of matter is atom. So the simplest form of matter is atom. He said that the simplest form of matter is atom. No, so based upon this, the element definition is modified like this: a pure substance which contain only one kind of atoms, then we can call that as a element. By depending on this, Lavoisier and Dalton, they modified the definition of element like this: the pure substance which contain only one kind of atom, we can call that pure substance as a element. They said like this. So the common examples of elements are hydrogen, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, copper, gold, etc. So element is the basic form of a pure substance, Lavoisier said. Next, Dalton, he said that the simplest form of a matter is atom, he said. So we know that matter is made up of small particles are called as atoms too, like that. So based upon this, they said the definition of element like this: a pure substance which contains only one kind of atoms. We can call that we can call that as a element. Okay, so we know the examples of elements, no? So will you say some examples of elements? Okay, so like hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, okay, neon, like that, chlorine, argon, potassium, calcium, scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, zinc. These all are the example for elements. So do you know what is the use of these elements? These elements are very useful to us. Okay, so in our daily life, like copper is there. Copper is one of the example for element. What is the use of copper? So in our home we are using some copper utensils, copper articles. For the preparation of that, they will use that copper. What is the use of gold? Gold is one of the example for element, no? What is the use of this gold? Gold is used in the preparation of jewelry. So this is the use of the gold. Okay. Next, next oxygen is one of the example for element. So what is the use of this oxygen? Oxygen we are breathing, no? So like that. Okay. So iron is one of the example for element. What is the use of iron? So some agricultural tools, appliances, agricultural appliances will be them, that is made up of iron. So like this, the elements are playing very important role in our body. Some of the elements are useful to our body also. Okay. So and what is the characteristics of elements? Element is a pure and homogeneous substance. It has characteristics melting and boiling point. And an element cannot be broken into simpler substances by any physical methods or chemical method. So that element cannot be broken into simpler substances by any physical method or chemical method. And an element is made up of same kinds of atom. Okay, so element is made up of same kind of atom. An element may chemically react with the another element or compound and form a new substance. So element is chemically react with another element and form compounds. For example, hydrogen is one of the element. It is combining with oxygen. Oxygen is one of the element. So this hydrogen and oxygen will combine and form water. Okay. So one element is combining with another element and form compound. So for our convenience, elements have been divided into three classes. What are the three classes? Metals, non-metals, metalloids. So in the 8th class, 4th chapter, we discussed about metals and non-metals. No? So for our convenience, elements we can divide it into three classes. So what are the three classes? Metals, non-metals, and metalloids. Okay. So these three are the classes of elements. So what are the properties of metals? So metals are lustrous and metals are sonorous and we can malleable. Okay, the substance, the material which have the property of lustrous. Luster means shiny surface. A material which has the lustrous property and ductile property and malleable property. And which are the good conductors of heat and electricity. So we can call them as a metals. And what about non-metals? Non-metals are not giving shining and not make sound. We cannot draw a wire from that non-metals. Okay, and it cannot malleable. Malleable means we cannot make a thin sheet from that. Okay, and which are the bad conductors of heat and electricity, we can call them as a non-metals. So what is the meaning of metalloids? The substances which have the properties like metals and non-metals, we can call that substances as a metalloids. So these metals, non-metals and metalloids are the three important classes of elements. So to represent the elements, you know the elements, no? Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron. These all are the example for elements, no? So we can show these elements with the help of symbols. For example, hydrogen is there. So we can write the symbol of hydrogen H. Helium is there. So we can write the symbol of helium He. Lithium is there. We can write the symbol of lithium Li. Beryllium is there. We can write the symbol of beryllium Be. So how can we write these symbols? To write the symbol of elements, we will use the starting letter of a element as a symbol. If the starting letter of a elements we are using as a symbol, okay, when we are writing the starting letter of element as a symbol, we should write that the starting letter in capital form. Okay. Sometimes some two elements having two elements name started with same letter. Okay, two elements name starting with same letter. So that time we can use the second letter of a element as a symbol. If the two elements name is started with same letter, then we can write the two letters as a symbols. When you are using the two letters as a symbol, then first letter write capital and second letter write in short form. For example, helium is hydrogen symbol, hydrogen, helium. Hydrogen is one of the element, helium is one of the element. Hydrogen symbol is, hydrogen started with H, helium also started with H. Hydrogen symbol is capital H, and helium also started with H, no? Then we should take next letter in helium. What is the next letter in helium? E. Okay, so we should take E also symbol for helium. Okay, so here in helium we are using two letters as a symbol, no? Then first write H, write in capital form, second letter E, write in short form. So like this we can write the symbols of an element. What is the meaning of compounds? Now we will discuss. Compound is also a pure substance like element, but it represents the combination of two or more elements which are combined chemically. So, compound is also a pure substance like element, okay, and it represents the combination of two or more elements which are combined chemically. So, one element is combined with another element and form a new substance. That new substance is called as compound, no? Like that. Okay, like hydrogen is one of the element, oxygen is one of the element. This hydrogen and oxygen, these two will combine and form a new substance. That new substance is called as compound. These compounds are chemically separate. Okay, we can separate these compounds chemically. Okay, so compound is nothing but compound is also a pure substance like element, but it represents the combination of two or more elements which are combined chemically. That's why it is known as chemical compound. So that's why it is called as chemical compound. A compound may be defined as a pure substance containing two or more elements which are combined together in a fixed proportion by mass. Okay, so here water is one of the example for compound. So water is represented by a chemical formula H2O. What is the formula of water? H2O. So in that two elements of hydrogen and one oxygen are present in the ratio of 2:16 or 1:8 by mass. Okay, so here two elements of hydrogen and one oxygen present in the ratio 2:16 or 1:8 by mass. In the pure form of water, the two elements are present in same fixed ratio. So here hydrogen compounds nothing but atom of one element is combining with the atom of another element that form a new substance. The new substance is called as compound. These compounds we can classify into inorganic compounds and organic compounds. So what is the meaning of inorganic compounds? The compounds which are mostly obtaining from non-living sources such as rocks and minerals. So the compounds which are obtained from non-living sources such as rocks and minerals, these compounds are called as inorganic compounds. Example, common salt, marble, washing soda, baking soda, carbon dioxide, ammonia, sulfuric acid, etc. So what is the meaning of organic compounds? The word organ relates to different organs of living beings, means the compounds which are obtained from plants and animals. These compounds are called as organic compounds. The compounds which are obtained from plants and animals, these compounds are called as organic compounds. All the organic compounds contain carbon as their essential constituent. So all the organic compounds contain carbon. So that organic compounds also known as carbon compounds. These organic compounds is also known as carbon compounds. Example, methane, ethane, propane, alcohol, acetic acid, sugars, oils, fats, etc. These all are the example for organic compounds. So we have classified the chemical compounds based upon their source of origin. In addition to this, means when depending on the source of their origin, we classified the compounds into organic compounds and inorganic compounds. So they have been classified as acids, bases and salts based upon their characteristics. But depending on their character, these have been classified into acids, bases and salts also.